Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heikki and I do photos, videos, teaching and music. So today we're gonna talk about minimalism and what it means to me, and I'm gonna share you a few tips and tricks that I use in my daily life to save money and save time. So when it comes to clothing, I used to be like a really bad impulse buyer. I would go to stores and see like all these sales items and I would just buy them because I was like, yeah, this is cheap, maybe I'll use this someday. But the truth is that you kind of never actually do. They just end up sitting in your closet and you never use those clothes like ever, and then you find them like years later, and even some of them have like tags on them, and it was just complete waste of money. So that's why nowadays if I go to any clothing stores, I try to think that like, do I really need this and do I actually want to wear it? Because recently, I think it was weekdays, I went there to check if they had like anything new. I wasn't really planning on buying anything, and I saw this really like nice kind of like light blue colored hoodie, and I really actually liked the look of it. But then I started thinking like, I don't have any clothes that are blue. I usually don't wear color at all. It's just black or white, or like black t-shirts that have some like print on them. So I got to thinking and I was like, I probably won't use the shirt, so I didn't buy it. So when it comes to clothes nowadays, I try to be more intentional and even more like check what the quality of the fabric is, because even like regular black t-shirts or hoodies have a lot of variety. You don't have to buy like super expensive clothing, but if you spend a little bit more money and check the quality of the fabric, like your clothes will last a lot longer and you will also save money in the process. So let's talk about food next. To me, food is kind of like love-hate relationship, because if I'm really busy, I don't have time to cook, and then I just end up eating like frozen pizza or noodles or whatever that is really quick. So that's why I started doing meal preps. Maybe it was like 1 year ago. Now I haven't really done them in a while, but I'm getting back to the routine because it's saving me money and saving me time. So what I usually do is when I go to a grocery store, I go there like once a week to buy all the ingredients for that specific week. So when I go there only once, it reduces my impulse buying. Because imagine if you go to the convenience store every day, and like all the time that you go there, there's always gonna be something in the shelves that you're gonna think about, okay, I'm gonna buy this or I'm gonna buy that. So I think it's better if you go there less and you actually plan ahead. So what I usually do is I buy the 1 week ingredients, and then I spend like 1 to 2 hours of making the food and putting it into my freezer and fridge. So then I have ready to go meals for the whole week, because usually in my day job I'm gonna eat there around 11, and then I eat again like after 6 when I'm at home. So that's the part where I actually save time. if I have the food ready to go. Next up is streaming services. How many streaming services do you actually need, or how many do you have? Because some people, there's always gonna be like new streaming services, and people tend to take the trial, which is like a month, and then you put in your credit card info and whatever, and then you forget about it. And each month, even if you're not using it, you're paying for that streaming service. So what I usually do, or what my tip is, that if you start a free trial, or if you start even 1 month, just after you order the 1 month, then you go into the settings and you cancel it, because you can still use the whole month, but you don't have to remember to cancel. Because if after that 1 month you don't use the streaming service that much, then you're not paying for, something that you don't use. Because I know so many people that have like 3 or 4 different streaming services, and they're paying for them all, and they maybe use one at a time. I used to be one of those people, but now I only have like one. At the moment it's Netflix, but I kind of like change between HBO and Netflix depending on what I'm watching. But if I have, let's say, Netflix, I'm not paying for the HBO, because I'm only watching like one series at a time. I don't have time to jump between different streaming services. So to me it's kind of like a waste of money to have a few different options at once. So if you watched my previous video about my room or my desk always looks like this. I didn't just clean it for the video, it always is like clutter free, because to me clutter makes me like, I just want to clean up before I start doing anything, if that makes sense. Like I can't really focus on what I'm doing if it's really messy, especially in my workspace. So that's why I keep it really like simple and clean, and it's also easy to just wipe down the surface if I need to. That goes for like clutter in general. I think if you have clean surfaces and you don't have a lot of extra stuff lying around, it makes cleaning a lot easier. You don't have to spend a lot of time cleaning or vacuuming or washing your floors or whatever, because you don't have to move stuff around. So for me, example, cleaning this room maybe takes like 2 minutes, 3 minutes tops if I wipe all the surfaces and vacuum or like clean the floors. I wash my windows quite often, because maybe it takes 2 minutes. I think it's people tend to not clean because they think that it will take like a long time, and it will if you have a lot of stuff that you need to move first or clean first. But if you keep everything relatively clean, out of clutter, then it's really easy to clean afterwards, and you don't have to spend a lot of time doing it. Therefore you save time. So what about some extra stuff or just in case items? I do have some like cables or things that I don't really use daily or even weekly or even monthly, but I keep them around because I know that I will use them. But if I end up not using them for, let's say, a year, then I can get rid of them. Same goes for my clothes as well. I've set the 1 year kind of like rule for myself, because in Finland we have like 4 seasons, so we have a lot of like winter clothing and summer clothing and spring and fall clothing. So there's different seasons, so I need different kind of clothes and shoes for different seasons, which is kind of annoying, but what can you do? So that's why I have the 1 year rule. So I will check if I've used something, and if I haven't, then I can like donate it or sell it or just get rid of it. I think I heard from someone, I can't really remember who it was, like a 2-minute rule or 2-minute rule. Maybe it was the minimalist guys, but the 2-minute rule, that if something takes you less than 2 minutes to do it right away, because otherwise you will just end up pushing everything and not doing anything at all, because it's just easier to not do it, I know. But if it takes under 2 minutes, it's really easy to do. Like put your clothes into the laundry basket, or like if you're eating, put away the dishes. You just have to rinse them and put them into the dishwasher. Or like before bed, you put away a few things. It takes you 2 minutes or 3. It depends like how much stuff you have like during the day, or if you have kids, or it depends. But still, it's not gonna take too much time if you're doing it constantly and all the time. Do what works for you. That's what I think minimalism is and should be, because everyone's different, so we can't apply one rule to everyone. And some people are single, there's 2 people living in the same apartment, or some people have kids, or it really depends on what your situation is, I think. And by keeping things organized or clean or clutter-free is like you can have your own version of it. I don't think anyone will be like the same, because everyone has their own things and everyone has their own spaces as well, which are limited. And you can start small. It doesn't have to be big. Start small if you want to declutter. There's a lot of good videos on YouTube or even on Netflix, some documentaries. You can always follow some guidebooks or whatever. What works for you, that's the best solution, I think. And it doesn't matter what I think. What matters is what you think. And if you're happy with all your stuff, if you have a lot of stuff and you enjoy it, then don't get rid of it. I mean, whatever works for you. For me, it's like having clean surfaces, not having a lot of stuff. That works for me personally. But I have friends that have a lot of stuff and they're completely happy with their stuff. So you don't have to get rid of your stuff to be happy. But for me, it has helped me to organize my life better, to be more efficient, to find what I need more quickly, because I know where everything is here in my apartment, and I know what I own and I know what I have. So it just has been easier for me. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and if it helped you, or if you have any comments, please leave them down below so I'll answer them, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.